They used to say words couldn't hurt me. Videos just my name, they getting thirsty. Go ahead and put them in a hearse. It's getting murky, this time I deserve this. I'm ready for whatever war said. He been a matador, skin for the things I'm dreaming for.
What's up? I'm Yak Gotti mama. How y'all doing?
Every day, day in, day out. I stood by my son. It was his decision to not take the plea. And I said, whatever you want to do, I want to do. He said, no, I ain't taking the plea. He didn't take it. And we stood down. I prayed. I thank God for all the supporters all over the world. People who were supporting me, texting me, DMing me. I appreciate the love, and the love. All the prayer warriors, I'm thankful. God is good. He did his big one. They used my son rap lyrics against him. How dare they do that? It's a freedom of speech. They just did so much corruptness in this case. And they threw things against the wall and it didn't stick. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I just got so much emotion right now. I'm full. Day in, day out, going to work, having a personal life, coming back down here, sleeping in the courtroom. They having to wake me up, doing this thing over and over and over again repetitiously. Every day. Every day. My son stood up 30 months. My son stood up. And we was victorious. I'm thankful to God that a mother love went beyond the world. And I'm thankful. I never gave up on my son. Never. He said, Mama, I'm not taking it. I'm standing up. And I stood right by him every day. Every day of the week, I stood by my child. And he said, no. And I said, I'm going to stand with you. I'm going to stand with you to the end. And we stood down to the end. You never give up. No matter what's thrown against you, you never give up. Never. And he stood down. And I'm right here every day. Every day I stood up with him. Every night I prayed with him. And I told him, son, this is bigger than you. This is bigger than you. And I'm thankful to the people all over the world that prayed, gave me encouragement. He gave me encouragement. Big Jeff, Miss Sylvia, everybody around me. Taylor, Cole, I got so many people, my family members in Miami, Florida. Everybody that gave me hope and encouragement. And Monte stood every day. He watched them say bad things about him and disgrace him. And I had him and I raised him. They divulged his character. They said bad things about him, but we got the victory. And in life, you never give up. Never. You never give up, no matter how bad it look. God said he'll make your enemy your footstool. I look to the hills where my help come from. I had bad days, I had good days, I had emotional days, but I damn if I was gonna give up. And I'm thankful for everybody that's been around me in my life who encouraged me. I'm emotional beyond words. I am emotional beyond words, beyond measures. A mother love. I never will give up. And I taught him that to give up, never give up. No matter what the traditional system.
When you look back on that clip, right? How do you feel about that now?
Oh Lord, when I look at it, I'm just shocked, and I'm looking at myself like, wow. I feel, long as I feel like I made a difference, and long as I made an impact on everybody's household. I feel like this. This is how I feel. One thing about it, and two things for sure. We know that speech don't want in people households, not just black, just not brown and black. This went into all households over the world. And if I can encourage somebody and uplift them through my speech, then I did something right. In what I was going through, what my son was going through, you know what I'm saying? I was able to still be of good courage and stand up 10 toes down. And I can just only imagine what my son, been through, because he's in the jail. He's in the jail. I'm able to move around and, handle the business and, get things done. But being in that jail, being transported from the jail to the courthouse, to the courthouse, to the jail, to the jail, to the courthouse, back and forth for 30 whole months. I just couldn't imagine, waking up, getting them up early, it just was a lot.
Yeah, we heard at times Doug basically say, yeah, the police officers waking them at 2 in the morning, waking them up at 4 in the morning and all that. So I mean, we really, truly, truly don't know. And I can only imagine, you're not only just dealing with that. Even Doug admitted, like, your son basically became a lawyer too.
Yeah, they was calling him Attorney Kendrick. He showed him was looking sharp over there every day, day in day out. He was looking real good, and he set the tone. Groomed haircut, glasses. The suits was coming, all colors. I mean, hey, he fit the script. He fit the description. So he was into the case. He was learning as he was there sitting every day. And he might as well, you know, get into it. It was his life. So I think him and Doug was a good duo. They worked together. You could see it. It showed. And hey, he looked good. I'm proud of him for digging into his case and standing up, like a man.
So I didn't even realize when I was watching it, and I'm like, hold on, wait. She just said not guilty. Did you realize how quickly the judge did it even hit you when she had said not guilty?
No, it did not. No, it didn't. It went so fast. Like it just flew by. She said it so fast. He hadn't even got up. He hadn't stood up. I mean, it went by so fast, and I had to be told that it was a not guilty verdict because it went so fast. It's like everything just flashed by so quickly. Like it's just before you could blink your eye, the verdict was in. She hadn't said it, and I was happy, ecstatic. I was all over the place. I had to keep my composure in the courtroom. It was just a good feeling, happiness. It's a feeling that I never ever, long as I live, never forget. And I'm sure it was a feeling that he, was relieved of as he threw his, crossed up, giving God the praise, and he, bowed his head and to the in the front where the jury was, and it was just a feeling that I never, 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 ever, ever forget, long as I live.
So when you say you had to contain yourself, did you stay the whole time, or did you have to walk out eventually real quick, like yeah, and then walk back in? Like I
No,
would
it wasn't.
imagine. Go ahead. You stayed there
No,
the
it
whole time.
wasn't. No, yeah, I stayed there the whole time. It wasn't no. Once the verdict is in, they let you know that you can. It's no entering in and out. So you have to be seated, and it ain't no going back and forth. So once you locked in, you locked in. So the judge will tell you whether it's a verdict whether you like the verdict or not. She gives instructions that you can't, make no outbursts and all that. So I kept myself composed, and I didn't make no outbursts, but just the emotion and the excitement and the happiness that was flowing, that part right there. So when I was able and everything was adjourned, I was able to leave out the courtroom, and that's when I just was all over the courtroom. Woo, I was so happy and so full, and I was on the floor. I was running and jumping. Emotions was just everywhere, and even now, I'm like, boy. Every time I go on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, it's Facebook, it's not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. And I'm like, boy, look at here. God will make it last you first. Okay.
Hmm.
God will make it last you first now. So you can't count people out because God can do a miraculous thing. So that part right there, they ain't going nowhere. It's the whole world saw it. The whole world, like I said in my speech, the world, they saw it, and that's just what it is. So I'm just thankful to the Father who sit high and look low, and I'm still trusting them. I'm still trusting them. So I'm just thankful.
So could you feel the support of everybody outside of the courtroom? I mean, some people say it, but we don't know about it firsthand because you're the family. So could you feel like all the people who are cheering for y'all and rooting for y'all?
Yeah, it was constantly people on TikTok that I felt that was around the world. It was people that I felt that was rooting for us, rooting for Yak, outside the courtroom. It was just people who were silent about it, who just didn't care to say nothing about it. that was rooting for him and moving silent. I just felt the love and the energy. Um, and that would make a difference as well. It didn't. Everybody wasn't against us. You know what I'm saying? You got your naysayers and all that, but at the end of the day got to end, and that was the verdict, and that's what it is. So I'm thankful, and just that. I don't have no explaining to do to nobody. I ain't going back and forth with nobody. I ain't finna be, when somebody say this, somebody say that. Negativity don't live here. If your first and last name negative, beat it. So that's the outcome, and that's what it is. And the thing I like about this trial is that back when OJ trial and I compared it, you didn't have social media outlets like that. We
Right.
looked at it. They was in auditoriums, churches, packing houses out, backyards, everywhere with OJ. But with this platform right here, you had live stream, you had TikTok, you had YouTube, you got Instagram, you got all social media outlets. So that's what made it bigger than big. That
Right.
it was live streams. You had Lauren Crime, you had Miss Sylvia, you had yourself, you had people live streaming. Megan, what her name? Coffin, what her name? Megan.
Yeah, Megan
Yeah, yeah,
Cutniff and
Kevin. Yeah,
Cat Not Williams.
yeah,
She
everybody. You had, yes. I mean, you name it. I can't even think of everybody, but it was it when I looked up
lead
with the big.
attorney and AV and them. Yeah.
I mean, when I looked up and turned around, I didn't stand a chance. It was everywhere. So that's what made this bigger than big, because OJ trial was looked at. The people was putting for OJ, but this trial, this YSL trial, was bigger than big because you had social media involved. So if you felt like you missed something, you ain't missed nothing, because you can go to TikTok and see half of it. If you don't want to go to YouTube and look at all of it, you had
Right.
clips and clips and clips. If you didn't want to just look at the whole thing, so that's what made this big as well, because the social media platform. So I'm so thankful for social media, the social media platform, that the cameras were in the courtroom, people had their
Right.
routine tools, and everybody was on deck, and that's what I'm thankful for.
That the cameras being in the courthouse, I believe it swayed the public opinion, because at first public opinion was not on your side until we start getting into the meat and potatoes, and that's purely because of propaganda, because of a certain administration painting an illustration that, oh, these guys did this, these guys did all that. And then when I read the whole entire indictment, those numbers weren't even the numbers that she was talking about. She initially said there was 50 murders and all of this stuff and everything. And it turns out that wasn't even the case. But
Yeah. Well, you gotta up the statistics. You got to up the statistics and make it seem so bigger than what it was, so big and so scary and so believable. So it was never that. I even had days, speaking to people in private about it. Like, if they did that, how were they on jets and planes and performing and getting the revenue of fans and doing these things, that they was doing this and that, the third? That mean they would be doing that in grade school, fifth grade, sixth grade. They would, so you have to make it sound bigger than what it is. And that's what it was. So I was taking, we was going to football games and basketball games, and my car was loaded going from this game to that game across town, and book bags and everything was in my cars, and kids was too. So I don't know how, all this stuff, so it was, hey, it's like anybody who just amp it up to make it look bigger than what it is. But at the end of the day got to end, and that's just how that goes. So yeah, I'm staying positive, and hey, it is what it is.
so as it stands right now, December 19th, we're sitting here on a Thursday and your son is still incarcerated. And I was able to dig up some things and put it out on the internet. And essentially, I think Thugger Daily and myself, basically one or the other. I think I was the first one who broke it. That, hey, they're screwing him over with the probation violation and everything. How are you feeling now, knowing that there's a guilty verdict? I mean, a not guilty verdict. Pardon me, a not guilty verdict, but somehow he's still in there now, facing essentially another case.
Ooh, my God, my God, my God, my God, my God. Only he know. But anyway, for the not guilty verdict, all the way across the board, that's like winning the championship. That is winning the championship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it don't feel good that he's still in jail. And they came with the 1-2 pow on the 17th of November, and then double back on the 18th with the boom. Here we go. We just turned it in at 12 noon or whatever the case to throw things off. That's what it is. The use of tactics to throw things off. And he was in jail for 30 months. Come on, he was in jail for 30 months. He was nowhere but in jail. He was not on no island, on no jet. He was in jail. So they know where he was. So they just, this how I feel. This what I feel. This what I know. They felt like he was going to be guilty on the RICO counts. What they did was they waited. Then they came back around the corner and said, okay, well, he was not guilty. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my ace of spade out. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get him on the back end with a probation.
All right.
And I'm gonna speak on how violent he is and what he did and what he allegedly he did, accusations, and stuff, of that nature. So that's what they did. So, hey, I know who I'm dealing with. I'm far away from it. I'm far fetched. Ain't crazy, So I'm close to reality. I got some common sense. So I ain't 1 + 1 is 2, not 5. So he the last man standing, but I'm gonna just say this: God will make it last you first. So guess what? It ain't over till it's over. That's all I'm gonna say. This case, it was the people for me. Like, it was the people for me on social media sites. It was the people for me that they didn't have no college degree. And I don't know what everybody had on social media. Some of them did not have no college degree, but I know what you can have is common sense. And a lot of people had common sense. And it wasn't until the reality of when people were saying it ain't no RICO, y'all ain't prove RICO though, y'all ain't prove RICO. It was until one day I was by myself somewhere shopping or something and walking and looking at the case again, like going back over it again.
Right.
And it dawned on me that, damn, they ain't proved RICO, because I wasn't just going with what the people say. I was into the case every day, going to court every day in it, looking back at it, going back over it, YouTube, going back on the DA, what they do, and what the defense do. So I was into this thing. So it came over me at that time when I was out shopping, looking at it, and I said, wow, I'm with the people. They haven't proved RICO. So it's just a lot that I gotta keep quiet about, but I am up on everything, you know what I'm saying? And I know what they're doing, you know what I'm saying? I ain't stupid, I'm up on, everything, you can pay for the same system and look on it. You can see things. And, McBurney, was a good judge that day on the 17th. I respect him. I appreciate him. He was this close to getting the bond.
Right.
But we shall keep on fighting for justice. We should keep on fighting, good, bad, or indifferent. If I don't have to explain myself, but if I'm supporting them to the end, and that's just that. And I'm gonna stand on my square. I'm gonna support my son. Been supporting him. Ain't gonna stop supporting him. I'm gonna keep on doing it. So that's just that, and ain't nobody gonna change that. Nobody.
So we'll get you out of here on this last question, and I think the people kind of more so want to know this. From when you spoke to your son, I don't know when you spoke to your son, but how is he doing? How is he doing mentally? How is he holding up right now?
Like anybody, he ready to come home. Come on, I'm gonna keep it all the way above. I'm gonna keep it all the way real. But he ready to come home, of course. But mentally he good. He hanging in there. I'm keeping him up. Lifted. We have our moments. I'm not gonna get into the business, but he good. God is keeping him. I'm praying for him. Me and my prayer warriors, and I'm gonna trust God like anything else, and that's what I'm gonna do. So we gotta keep on keeping on, and he's doing. Of course, he would like to be home for Christmas with his family, but unfortunately, we know that's not gonna happen. But I'm so thankful to hear his voice, to speak to him, and to just laugh and us reminisce and talk, and I can imagine how I felt, but Jesus Lord, imagine how he felt. I just
Right.
want to give. I just want to say this: Doug Weinstein, the J App firm. I just want to say, boy, Doug, we locked in for life. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no going back and forth. Doug is a stand-up guy. He's very smart. This was his first criminal case. He does civil litigations, cases or whatever I just can't. Doug is it ain't enough words in the book for Doug, like the front, the back, and the middle. Like Doug did his big one. He learned a lot. He's a smart guy. He didn't do too much. He got up there, was quick to the point. Oh Lord, I tell you, I think that Doug and Diamante is they the 1-2 bang, like for real, the one and the two, like for real. So I just want to shout out Doug Weinstein for locking in with Diamante and standing in day to day, month to month, year to year, 30 months with my son. It just means a lot to me that he cared about my son. And right there, that right there, it's staying right there. So yeah.
Okay, well we gonna keep that mother's love and mother's prayer within the channel. I try my best to put the news out there as soon as I get it. I try to be fair and accurate as possible. But shoot, I mean, end of the day, the people, and I know I speak for the people when I tell you they 100% support you. They 100% support everything that's going on. As far as Doug, we had him on the channel. As far as everything, and then just know that anything y'all need from me, as far as whatever resources I have, they're definitely provided. I would say that Doug saying that he had a pretty good understanding of law. Shoot, he might want to start looking at being an attorney. Who knows? Like, shoot, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, you never can't count nobody out. Now, ain't never, and guess what they say? It ain't never too late.
It definitely ain't. I mean, shoot, how old is he?
32. But can you imagine Attorney Kendrick? Attorney Kendrick, God can do anything. He was sitting over there. Well, he could be on the other side representing somebody sitting over there. So if anybody can do it, the man up above can do it. That's why they say don't count nobody out. Because God will make you last you first.
I don't see why not. I mean, shoot, he'd be able to experience. He've experienced it from so many angles. Now it'd be all right to fight the fight in a different way. But we'll let you on out of here and get what your day going. I'm pretty sure your phone is going crazy. So I appreciate you for taking your 20 minutes out of your day to spend it with us. And we're gonna keep you in our prayers and we're gonna keep on supporting and keep on fighting that good fight, please.
All right, thank you. You take care, Sadie. One love.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you.
All right.
All right.
All right.